mastitis is the most important problem on dairy farms. It's a worldwide issue, absolutely.
Are probably the single biggest direct cost to farmers on farm.
In US studies, it's estimated it costs the US dairy industry about $2 billion a year.
Certainly a real loss, although he does not always realize it's a loss. For clinical mastitis, it's quite clear. He has the symptoms, he has to treat.
A cow with high somatic cell count will produce less milk. We will spend a lot of money on antibiotics and discarded milk.
Farmers look at mastitis for the cost of the drug, because they like to tell the vet he costs too much for the drugs, and they look at the milk that they have to throw away.
Cost is one of the things that we need to fix to understand better the milk quality and also the income for the farmer.
So if we're talking about environmental pathogens like E. coli, Klebsiella, Enterococci, some of the environmental streptococci, then we need to focus on where the cows live. If we're talking about contagious pathogens where primary transmission occurs during the milking process, then we need to focus on our milking system.
So we can look at the feeding of the cows, the hygiene in the barn, the hygiene in the shed, and obviously we can look at how well they milk in the shed.
So there's things we can do to decrease the environmental challenge, to decrease the challenge from other infected cows. But at the same time, we need to do what we can to boost the immunity of the cow.
We don't work with cows. We work with the people who manage the cows. So we have to be able to transmit them that we have to work on prevention.
Now we have also new tools like vaccination against mastitis, which is also available, and now a vaccine against Staphylococcus aureus. And that's of course a preventive measure.
I think we now have the data to say that it's a 1 + 1 = 3 component. You have to have good management in place. You can have a number of excellent vaccines and other tools in place, and combined they will help you produce the best possible milk and milk products.
Vaccination is not an alternative, it's a complement of all our milk quality programs.
The more tools you can bring to the table to control mastitis, the greater chance you have of reducing mastitis in our herds. And obviously vaccine would be one of those, and that's one of the encouraging improvement that has happened in the last few years.
The cost to the dairy farmer for environmental mastitis caused by the gram-negative pathogens is primary clinical disease. And that vaccine has been successful because on most farms it does cause a significant reduction in clinical disease.
The positive thing of vaccination is you can choose whenever you do it.
Staph aureus is a contagious pathogen, and so the ultimate vaccine for a Staph aureus would be one that completely prevents infection, because then we eliminate the reservoir for infection.
You need to have really clear data, and you need to maybe fix or try to develop a specific vaccination plan for each farm.
And we estimated from that, and have recently had a publication accepted in the Journal of Dairy Science that suggests a return on investment of 2.5, 2.6 to 1, purely in terms of increased milk yield.
The next generation is to go into prevention of infections and prevention of problems, and now we have a very nice array of vaccines to help out with that.